Everybody sit down very well because the political atmosphere in Nigeria is becoming more serious every single day. And the tension ahead of 2027 is rising faster than many people expected. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has now made it very clear that he is not ready to allow the opposition take over power easily. And that statement alone has opened another fresh chapter in Nigerian politics. The moment he spoke confidently about keeping the ruling party strong ahead of the next election, political discussions immediately exploded everywhere, because many Nigerians now believe the battle for 2027 has fully started already. At the same time, the opposition parties are moving around, trying to form alliances, trying to gather support, and trying to convince Nigerians that they can offer a different direction for the country. But the major problem inside the opposition right now is unity. Everybody wants power, but not everybody wants to sacrifice their personal ambition for one united goal. That is the issue creating confusion among them. Now listen carefully, because this is where the whole story becomes more interesting. Inside the APC camp, many leaders are standing strongly behind Tinubu. They believe the president is still one of the smartest political strategists Nigeria has ever produced. They believe he understands how to build alliances, how to manage political pressure, and how to survive difficult moments in power. Even many people that disagree with him politically still admit that Tinubu understands the game of politics deeply. But on the streets, ordinary Nigerians are facing another reality completely. Food prices are still high. Transportation is expensive. Many families are struggling to survive daily. Small business owners are complaining seriously. Parents are finding it difficult to take care of children. Young people are frustrated because jobs are not easy to find. And because of all these things happening together, emotions are becoming very strong across the country. Some Nigerians are saying the hardship is temporary and that Tinubu's reforms need time to work properly. Others are saying people are already tired and cannot continue waiting forever before seeing real improvement. And honestly, this is what will make the 2027 election very emotional. Because this election may not just be about political parties alone. It may become about survival, anger, patience, hope, and frustration all mixed together. Now let me tell you another important thing happening quietly behind the scenes. Many politicians from smaller parties are already watching the political movement carefully. Some are secretly planning to join APC because they believe the ruling party still has strong structures across Nigeria. In Nigerian politics, many politicians like moving closer to power whenever elections are coming. That is not new. But at the same time, opposition leaders are also trying to gather strength. Peter Obi still has strong supporters, especially among young Nigerians and many urban voters. The obedient movement may not be as loud every single day like before, but the support base is still there. Many young Nigerians still believe he represents a different style of leadership. Then you also have Atiku Abubakar, who still remains one of the biggest political names in the country. His supporters believe he still has experience and national reach. You also have Rabiu Kwankwaso with his loyal Kwankwasia movement, especially in northern Nigeria. Now imagine all these strong political figures trying to work together. That alone would create a powerful opposition force. But the problem is trust. Everybody wants to lead. Everybody wants control. Everybody wants to become the main candidate. And this is exactly where APC believes the opposition may fail again. Because while the opposition is still trying to settle internal disagreements, APC is already showing unity publicly around Tinubu. Now let us talk honestly. Nigerian politics is not only about popularity, it is also about structure. It is about connections. It is about state influence. It is about local political networks. It is about governors. It is about lawmakers. It is about campaign resources. And APC currently controls many of those important political structures across the country. That is why many analysts believe defeating Tinubu in 2027 will not be easy at all. But at the same time, Nigerians can surprise politicians anytime. Remember what happened during the 2023 election season. The energy online was massive. Young people became politically active in ways many politicians did not expect. Social media became a battlefield every single day, and many first-time voters became emotionally involved in politics. That same energy may return again in 2027, especially if economic hardship continues affecting many families. Now let me ask you something very important, my people. Do you believe Nigerians will vote based on party loyalty again? Or do you think many people will vote based on the current economic condition of the country? Drop your honest opinion in the comments section right now. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because this political gist is getting hotter every day. Now, another serious matter many people are discussing quietly is the issue of defections. In Nigeria, politicians move from one party to another very fast whenever election season is approaching. Loyalty changes quickly when power is involved. Some politicians in opposition parties are already being linked with possible moves into APC. Why? Because many of them believe Tinubu still has strong chances of winning re-election. And once politicians begin defecting in large numbers, it can weaken opposition parties badly. But there is another dangerous side to this story too. If citizens become more angry over hardship and insecurity, the political atmosphere could change suddenly. That is something no political party can ignore, because hungry citizens react differently during elections. Now, some supporters of Tinubu are defending the government strongly. They say reforms are painful but necessary. They argue that previous governments avoided difficult economic decisions for many years, and now Tinubu is trying to correct those problems. They say removing fuel subsidy was painful but important. They say economic restructuring takes time. They say Nigerians must be patient. But critics are asking one question repeatedly. How long should ordinary citizens continue suffering before they start feeling the positive side of these reforms? That question is becoming louder every single day. Now let us move to another interesting angle. The international community is also watching Nigeria carefully, because Nigeria is Africa's biggest economy and one of the continent's biggest political powers. Any serious political tension in Nigeria affects business confidence, investment, regional diplomacy, and even neighboring countries. That is why every major political movement happening now is attracting attention beyond Nigeria alone. And let me tell you something again. The closer Nigeria moves toward 2027, the more political drama you will see. Expect emotional speeches. Expect serious accusations. Expect campaign promises everywhere. Expect political betrayals. Expect shocking alliances. Expect secret meetings. Expect social media propaganda from every side. Expect old political friends becoming enemies. And expect old enemies suddenly becoming friends again. That is Nigerian politics for you. One day politicians are attacking each other publicly. The next day they are smiling together inside one private meeting. Now, another major issue that may shape the election is insecurity. Many Nigerians are worried about insecurity in different parts of the country. Communities facing attacks, kidnappings, and violence want stronger action from government. Security issues always influence political discussions heavily, because people want safety first before anything else. If the government improves security significantly before 2027, it could strengthen APC politically. But if insecurity continues creating fear in communities, opposition parties may use it strongly during campaigns. Now let us also talk about young Nigerians. This group may become one of the biggest deciding factors in the next election. Why? Because many young people are now more politically aware than before. They follow political discussions online daily. They create campaign content. They influence conversations on social media. And many of them are no longer afraid to challenge powerful politicians openly. The youth vote may become very important again in 2027. But there is another side too. Many young Nigerians are also becoming tired and discouraged because they feel politicians always make promises without delivering enough results. So the big question is this: will young Nigerians come out strongly to vote again in 2027? Or will frustration reduce political participation? That question remains very important. Now let me tell you something many people are noticing quietly. Tinubu himself appears very confident politically. He talks like a man preparing fully for another major political battle. And confidence matters in politics. When supporters see confidence from their leader, it energizes them. At the same time, opposition parties are trying to convince Nigerians that change is possible. So this is becoming a serious contest of narratives. One side says reforms need time. The other side says Nigerians cannot continue suffering endlessly. One side says stability is important. The other side says new leadership is necessary. And in the middle of all this, ordinary Nigerians just want better living conditions. That is the truth. Most citizens are not thinking about political grammar every day. They are thinking about food prices. They are thinking about rent. They are thinking about transport. They are thinking about school fees. They are thinking about survival. And whichever political side connects better with those daily struggles may gain serious advantage. Now, my people, tell me honestly, do you think Tinubu can still win another election comfortably? Or do you believe opposition parties can finally unite and challenge APC seriously? I want to see your honest opinion inside the comment section right now. And if you are enjoying this political gist, quickly like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because more hot updates are still coming. The road to 2027 is becoming more dramatic every single day, and many surprises are still ahead. Now listen carefully, because the political movement happening quietly behind closed doors is becoming even more interesting than many Nigerians realize. The closer the country moves toward 2027, the more every political camp is trying to calculate their chances very carefully. Inside APC, many party loyalists believe President Tinubu still has one major advantage that many opposition leaders are underestimating. They believe Tinubu understands how to build political relationships across different regions better than most politicians in Nigeria today. This is why APC leaders continue showing confidence publicly, even when many citizens are complaining about hardship. Believe that once major projects start showing results, more Nigerians may slowly begin to calm down politically before the election season fully arrives. But the opposition is watching too, very carefully. And this is where another serious political battle is starting quietly. Opposition leaders know that if they go into the election divided again, APC may take advantage of that situation completely. That is why talks about coalition and alliances are still happening behind the scenes, even though there are disagreements. Now imagine this situation. If Peter Obi decides to work with another major northern politician, the political equation changes immediately. If Atiku decides to support another candidate instead of contesting himself, that also changes the political atmosphere. If Kwankwaso joins forces with another opposition movement, northern voting patterns may shift strongly. All these calculations are happening already, and that is why political tension is rising slowly across the country. Now let us talk about governors, because many people focus only on presidential candidates, while forgetting how powerful governors are during elections in Nigeria. Governors control strong political structures in their states. They influence local campaigns. They influence lawmakers. They influence grassroots mobilization. And many governors are already positioning themselves carefully ahead of 2027. Some are standing firmly behind Tinubu publicly. Others are quietly keeping political options open. Because in Nigerian politics, many politicians avoid making final decisions too early. Everybody wants to survive politically. Now, another thing that may shape the next election is public emotion. Sometimes elections are not won only by statistics or party strength. Sometimes elections are influenced heavily by emotions. If citizens feel hopeful, they may support continuity. If citizens feel frustrated and angry, they may demand change. Right now, Nigeria is in a very sensitive emotional atmosphere. Many citizens are trying hard to survive daily economic pressure. Parents are making sacrifices every day just to feed families. Business owners are struggling with rising costs. Students are worried about their future. Workers are complaining that salaries no longer meet daily needs. And because of all this pressure, Political conversations are becoming more emotional than before. Now, some APC supporters are saying Nigerians should not forget the condition Tinubu inherited when he entered office. They argue that many economic problems started long before his administration. But opposition supporters are replying with another argument. They say citizens are more interested in current realities than political excuses. And honestly, this argument may continue all the way until 2027. Now, let me tell you another major issue quietly creating tension: regional politics. Nigeria's elections are always influenced by regional calculations. The North matters politically, the Southwest matters politically, the Southeast matters politically, the South-South matters politically. Every region wants influence. Every region wants representation. Every region wants political relevance. And political strategists are already studying voting patterns carefully. Now, this is where things may become complicated for opposition parties. Different opposition leaders have strong support bases in different regions, but bringing all those interests together peacefully is not easy at all. Because once presidential ambition enters the room, unity starts becoming difficult. Everybody wants to protect personal influence. Everybody wants political control. Everybody wants bargaining power. Meanwhile, APC is using that confusion to strengthen its own camp gradually. Now let us move to social media, because this place may become one of the biggest political battlefields again. Already, online political supporters are attacking each other daily. Every statement from politicians quickly turns into heated arguments online. Supporters defend their leaders aggressively. Critics attack government policies strongly. Videos spread fast. Political clips go viral quickly. And as election season approaches, social media pressure will increase even more. Many politicians now understand that controlling online narratives is becoming very important. That is why you will continue seeing more interviews, more public speeches, more online campaigns, and more political messaging everywhere. Now, another issue that may affect 2027 heavily is trust. Many Nigerians are tired of promises. Every election season, politicians promise jobs. They promise better security. They promise lower hardship. They promise development. But after elections, many citizens feel disappointed repeatedly. So trust has become a major issue in Nigerian politics. Citizens now question almost every political promise immediately. And this may affect campaign strategies seriously. Now let me ask you something honestly, my people. Do you still trust Nigerian politicians when they make promises during elections? Or do you believe most of them only remember citizens during campaign season? Drop your opinion inside the comment.